The film opens with a dressing room full of teenage girls, including Carrie White. Carrie has her first period and screams for help after being distraught. Instead of helping her, the other girls mocked and harassed her by throwing her tampons, pads, and toilet paper. Her teacher, Miss Collins, rushes in to stop the commotion. White, apparently in control of her extreme rage, breaks a light bulb. After questioning Carrie, Miss Collins states that Carrie doesn't know the concept of menstruation. On the way home, Carrie uses her recently discovered telekinesis to stop the boys from teasing her. At her home, Carrie is tormented by her delusional mother. Miss Collins, still angered by the incident, berates the other girls, and forces them through a detention, and deliberately physically exhausting them. The leader of the clique, Chris Hagenson, refuses to attend and is excluded from the upcoming prom as punishment. Furious, she blames Carrie for her misfortune. Meanwhile, another girl, Sue Snell, feels guilty for making fun of Carrie, so she asks her boyfriend Tommy Ross to take Carrie to the prom. Carrie refuses after Tommy invites her to the prom, thinking she is being tricked again. After a comforting pep talk with Miss Collins, and after Tommy's further insistence, she finally agrees to go to the prom with Tommy. While everyone else is preparing for the prom, Chris schemes with her boyfriend Billy Nolan and best friend Norma to get revenge on Carrie. They go to a farm, slaughter some pigs, and drains the blood into a bucket, and place the bucket on one of the school gymnasium's rafters. Carrie asks her mother's permission to go to the prom. Her mother becomes unhinged at the suggestion, commenting that Tommy is only pursuing her for sex and that this will lead her down the road to her eternal sin, leading to a heated argument between Carrie and her mother. She uses telekinesis to slam the windows and doors of her home. After Carrie and her mother fight on prom night, Carrie uses force to push her mother into bed and tells her to stop worrying. Carrie and Tommy arrive at the prom and Carrie begins to feel accepted by Tommy's peers. Miss Collins tells Carrie her own prom story and tells her to cherish her memory forever. Carrie and Tommy dance together. Tommy has since fallen for Carrie and kisses her. Following Chris' instructions, Norma and some of Billy's friends modify the ballots so that Carrie and Tommy are elected prom king and queen. As they go up to the stage, Carrie finally feels what it's like to be accepted. Meanwhile, Sue sneaks into the prom and sees Chris and Billy downstage. She realizes their plan. Sue frantically rushes to the stage, but she is intercepted by Miss Collins, who believes Sue is trying to make trouble for Carrie after seeing Carrie and Tommy are together. Miss Collins kicks her out of the gym because she thinks she will spoil Carrie's momentum. At the moment, Chris yanks the cord and drenches Carrie in pig's blood. The students gasp and look on in horror. Tommy is furious, but the bucket falls and he is knocked unconscious. Carrie snaps, imagining that all the students and teachers are actually laughing at her for what her mother warned her about. Carrie uses her telekinesis to destroy the gym and kill her peers and teachers, including Miss Collins. As Carrie returns to her house, she sees a fire truck drive past. Chris and Billy, who must have witnessed Carrie cause the deaths of all the students, try to run over Carrie with Billy's car. Carrie uses telekinesis to destroy the car. When Carrie gets home, she takes a bath. After cleaning her body, her mother appears and tells her she was the result of her bizarre marital rape. Then, convinced that her daughter was an evil witch, she took out her kitchen knife and stabbed Carrie in her back. Carrie falls down the stairs and stumbles away from her mother. When her mother corners her in the kitchen, Carrie uses her powers to crucify her mother with her kitchen knife and utensils. After her death, Carrie is guilt-ridden and sets the house on fire with a candle. The house eventually collapses and Carrie dies among the debris. Some time later, Sue, who survived the prom night disaster, struggles with depression over the death of her peers. She visits the location of Carrie's home and experiences her nightmares. As she reaches down to put her flowers to the burned lot, Carrie's blood-stained hand reaches out from the rubble and grabs her. Sue wakes up in her mother's arms.